Imagine a world where a single drop of your blood could reveal the secrets of your body. No needles, no hospitals, just a tiny machine that could diagnose hundreds of diseases instantly. It sounded like magic. It sounded like salvation. And Elizabeth Holmes, with her hypnotic stare, deepened voice, and almost prophetic confidence, convinced the world it was real. But behind the black turtlenecks and her Steve Jobs persona, there was no miracle technology. Only smoke, mirrors, and psychological manipulation powerful enough to blind investors, scientists, and even entire governments. This is not just the story of a failed startup. This is the story of how charisma, fear, and blind ambition can create an empire built on lies, and how a couple, Elizabeth Holmes and her secret partner Sunny Balwani, were able to drain millions, destroy lives, and still almost walk away untouchable. Elizabeth Holmes didn't sell a product. She sold a vision. From the moment she dropped out of Stanford at 19, she crafted an image, a revolutionary mind, destined to change medicine forever. She lowered her voice to sound more authoritative, wore black turtlenecks to echo Jobs, and stared at people without blinking, forcing them into submission. Psychologically, this was genius. Charismatic leaders often bypass rational thinking by igniting emotions, hope, fear, awe. Elizabeth wasn't asking for money. She was offering a chance to join history. And the human brain, wired to seek meaning and legacy, struggles to resist that temptation. Her charisma created a halo effect. If she looked like a genius, spoke like a genius, and acted like a genius, surely she must be one. That illusion was powerful enough to seduce billionaires like Rupert Murdoch, institutions like Walgreens, and even former U.S. secretaries of state. But Elizabeth wasn't alone. Enter Ramesh Sunny Balwani. Older, wealthier, and fiercely protective, Sunny became both her secret lover and ruthless enforcer. If Elizabeth was the saint, Sunny was the executioner. Employees described a culture of fear. Anyone who questioned the technology was threatened, monitored, or silenced with lawsuits. Psychologically, this was classic coercive control. Reward, loyalty, punish dissent, and isolate people until they doubt their own sanity. Together, Holmes and Balwani created a dangerous symbiosis. Elizabeth inspired belief, while Sunny crushed resistance. Their partnership functioned like a cult leader and their enforcer. One manipulates the dream, the other enforces obedience. In psychology, we call this the predator-prey inversion. The victims believe they are following a savior, when in reality they are feeding the predator. At the core of Theranos was the Edison machine, promised to run hundreds of tests with just a drop of blood. In reality, it didn't work, not even close. Samples were secretly run on third-party machines. Results were tampered with. Employees knew the truth, but fear and the pressure of loyalty kept them silent. This deception worked because of cognitive dissonance. When people invest money, reputation, and identity into something, admitting it was a mistake feels like death. It is easier to believe the lie than confront the humiliation of being fooled. And Holmes exploited this human weakness. The higher someone's status, the less they wanted to admit failure. Billionaires, CEOs, politicians, all preferred denial over truth. That's why the fraud was able to stretch into billions before anyone dared to expose it. But every cult of personality eventually fractures. Whistleblowers inside Theranos began leaking documents. Journalists dug deeper, and the illusion crumbled. In court, the same charisma that once hypnotized investors now looked hollow. Elizabeth Holmes faced the one force her manipulation couldn't control: evidence. Patients had been misdiagnosed, lives were endangered, trust was shattered. Yet here lies the darkest twist. Even as the empire collapsed, Elizabeth Holmes still managed to convince followers she was misunderstood. Her ability to distort reality didn't vanish, it only shifted. Many still believed in her. That's the terrifying power of a skilled manipulator. Even when caught, they can bend perception. Elizabeth Holmes was not just a fraud, she was a mirror, a reflection of our own vulnerabilities. our hunger for heroes, our blind faith in charisma, our desperate need to believe in shortcuts to salvation. The Theranos scandal was more than a financial crime. It was a psychological lesson in how easily the human mind can be captured. Because deep down we don't just want truth, we want hope. And sometimes we will pay any price for the illusion of it. Elizabeth Holmes and Sonny Balwani did not simply steal money, they stole trust. They weaponized psychology against the world. And they proved that the greatest con of all, time is not in the numbers, it's in the mind. If you found this story chilling, remember, charisma can be more dangerous than a weapon because it makes us surrender willingly. What other dark minds and hidden manipulations should we uncover on this channel? Comment below with your thoughts. And if you want more deep dives into the twisted psychology behind history's greatest deceivers, don't just watch, subscribe. Now, hit the bell icon because the next story may reveal the truth about someone you thought you could trust.